소개 전하나 자주받으라는 것은 자기 중심 기대 선언이 돌아 편지상 가라쇼 상기 저당석이 전하 자주받으라는 자기 중심 기대 선언이 돌아 편지상 가라쇼 사예 최다적이 전함아 자주받을 아니 나의 주님이 배서 떠난天Tadi, kamu kan orang Indonesia. Kamu kan orang itu. Mezo itu. Allez,
Tatini Kasan Kubali Sunda.
Ona Gande Kaza Tayu to Tebe.
Oh,
no.
Tatini Ona Gandhi Kansa Tayu to Tebe. No Namji. Kansa Tayu. Kansa Tayu is Kumbu is Tati Randi. No Mawas. That would take a time to suit. Kansa Tayu to Kalimberba. Tisa. Ni deve detalhe nela sobanam la shingi never toba jurushina ati kasatai to devesa ni tande diliti karesane kasare shimeba matona fumbura shimeba matona kasare shimeba maris se gori chimbarwa Jisi Pumbuzi, what is it? You could do that. What a rana. Pumbura she never Madonna, Sasa, she never metobus. Chirua. Katika she never talk a lot in it. Casarajim, but to Veloti, Pumbura she never told Mariti, Loti Chivalatini. Ni Brashino Tobri told you good each other. This is Ani Randi Kasatai to the Gubumangi, Kasatai to the Bravatas. Kasatai is a Tobe Patas and Taitis Puni Kagamachi Chilabiri. Randi Nobumawan and the Kasatai Siati Tai Titan. Thank you, Chitan. Toba Patat and the Tai Siati, you Chirva. In Kagari. But just Toba Patat and the Tai to Tosana, 네, 풍부하심에 또 구해봐. 풍부하심에 또 구해. 또배 받아든 게 따위도 또나. 이게 가사를 심에 또 먹는 좀 구해서. 가사 풍부를 답에 또배 받아든 게 따위디 가사를 심에 또배 제수. 이게 가사디 풍부를 답에 또배 받아든 게 따위도 또인 거여봐. 이제 때 가사를 심어봐 또 뭔도 좀 그랬었지. 가사를 심어봐 또 배지수는 가사디 공부를 답에 따유점도 군조 참무지 얘기해봐. 제사 되게 란데 네 따유든지 뭐 보면 남지 있죠. 네 가사 전담만 전담만 주바 메디레스 가사디 전담만 주바 주 메디베리 주그레 가사 따위 편에서 가사 란지베 tenji베로 가사 따위를 또배 받아들이 따위에서 라시기 주바 말했어요. 그래서는 나한테 가사 따위도 되면 뭐뭐 남기 가사 전담만 주바 저가다 가사 따위도 되게 싫으시게 자기 란디 따위도 되게 뭐뭐 남기자 가사 전담만 주바 멘제베스 때 가사 전담만 주바 되게요. 가사 따위가 캐냐나 가사 전담만 주바 되고 그래서 저거 중요해. 대신에 다른 디 가사 따위도 란디 뭐뭐 남기 가사 따위도 되세요. 따위 대당 tenji베로 또배 받아든 따위 세트 최단지 따위 인식해봐. 이미 가가리 제발 다디 알려 어디지도.
Here where we are now is well, anyway, it's page 123 in the English, where it says objection. There are Buddhist essentialists who hold that the person exists as an imputation. They do not assert that the person exists ultimately. Therefore, even they would know that eyes and touch lack intrinsic existence. So this is an objection that's coming up, an argument that's being made on the basis of not making a distinction between the way in which the realist, what she calls here the essentialist, between what the essentialists, between their the essentialists also assert that the person is an imputed existent, is imputed. They say the person is imputed, the aggregates are substantially existent. So imputed existent versus the substantially existent. So not making that distinction, then this argument is coming back to what was explained before, the idea that has come up before, which is that that when you realize the selflessness of the person, then you come to realize the selflessness of everything else. I think he said, you will realize that. And so there was a lot of explanation about what that meant. You will realize it. So what somebody is saying here is that, well, in that case, the realists, the essentialists, because they also realize that the person is an imputed existent, they assert that. So that means that they would say the person doesn't exist from its own side, and they would doesn't exist in its own nature and so on, and would come to realize that also the aggregates and so forth are not ultimately existent. Because just like we were saying before, you will realize that all other phenomena are empty of existence by their own nature. So here the argument that's coming is, well, they also have that assertion, that the person is an imputed existent. So they will also realize the person's emptiness of nature, and then they will realize that the aggregates and so on also exist, are empty of existing by their own nature. So the thing is that even though the the essentialists and the Prasangikas, they both talk about the person being an imputed existence. The thing is that with the Prasangika, they say imputed from the side of the mind, but which is something that so they use the same expression, an imputed existence, you're being imputed and so on. But what they understand by it is different. But this argument is resting on like the two conflation of these two. No.
최탐제 따위 있으그래. 최탐제 따위 있어야지. 도배 받았던 게 따위들이. 도배 받았던 게 따위 있을 때 따위들이 뭐라 그래. 도배 받았던 시도 짱들이 랑은을 좀 지어버려. 재산 랑은을 뭐 주지. 구비하래. 땡기면은 따위 있어야 돼. 도배 받았던 게 따위들. 최탐제 따위 있어야 돼. 최탐제 도배 받았던 게 따위들. 최탐제라는 건 맞죠? 시조에. 다 두담마 라르모부마는 게 가사 따위들이 있어야 돼. 도배 받았던 게 따위들이 있어야 말이야.
According to the Prasangika system, all phenomena are imputed existence. But they don't say that, they're all imputed existence, which means that they are all exist through being imputed from the side of the mind. And merely imputed. Did I say that? Merely imputed from the side of the mind, right? So in that system, in the Prasangika system, when it says merely imputed, the mere excludes existing from its own side. So the Prasangika say that all phenomena lack existence from their own side. Now, in the essentialist or realist system, when they say that phenomena are imputed existence, they don't. By that, they don't mean that things are all whatever it is that they say is an imputed existence, that it's imputed from the side of the mind, merely imputed from the side of the mind. They don't say that everything is an imputed existence anyway. They do assert imputed existence, but they don't mean imputed from the side of the mind.
Well, that is it. Randi kansa tayi tuve ngobuma namji jang kansa tene tamba motu bar deves dugi amarwa kansa tene tamba motu bar de kubes level chaba chungi tige kansa randi tayi tuve kansa tayi tuve randi ngobuma namji jang kansa tene tamba motu bar mende beserwa mandu dugi ama kansa tene tamba tuva men 그래서 가사 되는 거 두번 menjudes 봐. 가사 되는 거 두번 봐. 뭐고 말을라. 나 시제는 가사 따위도 되버려. 가사 따위는 따위라 되는 거 매를 짓고 그야를 봐. 튕기거라. 란신 랑은 매를 짓고 그야를 봐. 인산이 말한데 가사 따위도 되고 가사 뜻이야. 가사 되는 거 뭐좀 되고 그래서 Jebes, the Dagija, Milosuber Shimeva, Casara Shimeva, Devineta, Milosuber Tisuya, Chu Tusuya, Rashimeva Toba Duguris, Crescena, Casara Shimeva, Pumbura Shimeva Matona, Casara Shimeva Tom Maris, God Sheverva. Just at that. Tengyube deba taiki tengyube lola kasa tayi du kelena ani kasa tendamba matuba de kuburwa kubiyarwa jambo tamba matubara tendamba matubara mendebe siati Do Maris, Arisana to Casa died in this one, Scanachena. So think about Pajaba Chilera. That is Casa Randi, Casa died to the Casa to Subi. Ni Casa Delta, but Matuba Mari, Casa Delta, but Tuga Dibidi. Tina Casa died to do Serati. Randi, no Mauna, Casa died to do Serati Titan. Think of it, Tayu saying you would give many time to memories. He is at that. It is Genetati, Genma, Genet, should need to go way. Yeah, Yetagi, Kansa Tayu to Debatam, Ruby, Kansa Tayu to Tayu, Minitaya, to Mendatis. No, that just Mugoma Kasatai is Yati Tai Tidan. Think you will check on the time is time many times. Jason Mugoma Namki Kasatai to Denia, Kasatudamba Mendiva, Yadamba to Mendu Maris, Kasatudamba to get this get
What this person is saying is that since the realists say that the person is imputed existence, they would have to say that likewise the person doesn't exist ultimately, which is actually not their assertion. Their assertion is not that the person doesn't exist ultimately. What this person is saying is they would have to accept that. You'd have to say that they accept that, because what you said about, that if when you realize that the person is imputedly existent, then you realize this and that, and realize that everything is empty of existing by its own nature. You'd have to say that. Actually, the realists do say that the person exists ultimately. So what this person is saying that they would have to say that the eyes, etc., would have to be realized by them as existing, as being empty of existing by their own nature. So now, if it were the case that the realists assert, just like the Prasangikas, that the person is an imputed existence. So in other words, asserting that the person is imputed just like the Prasangikas do, then you would then they would have to say that the person and so forth don't exist by their own nature, don't exist ultimately. But the thing is that they do. The realists actually do say that the person exists ultimately. Although they say that it's imputed. So we have to be able to distinguish between, because there is a big difference between what the essentialists mean when they say imputed and what the Prasangikas mean when they say imputed. So therefore, if we skip down to the towards the end of this section, we're on page 124. Probably this last chapter. Furthermore, although the imputedly existent person of these Buddhist essentialists and the imputedly existent person of the Master Chandrakirti are similar in name, their meanings are not the same. For Chandrakirti maintains that these Buddhist essentialists do not have the view that is the knowledge of the selflessness of the person. So it's that first sentence that's the main thing. Although the name, they're similar in name, the meaning is not the same.
That is it. Thank you very much. Said Rashi never in the time which has shaken the time which has 다유 세 도배 파다점 다유 도배 파다점 명점을 봐 최탐지 명점이 명점이 도배 파다점이第一산이 다유시게 이 중에 매번 인사 다지人性没写当然최탐지 다유写的真的집에 설치래 도배 발다바 잠재 미시지 이 중에는 잠이 안 말이지 다 최탐지 다유写的지리 다 뭐지 뭐보마는지 라니네 발라 실신루유도 char거바 다유지지 또 되었으네 라니네 발라 실신루유도 char거바디 다유 라니네 발라 실신루유도 char면고 이 제유의 티니스 지기야 봐 디샤디 가사도수 도디바단도수 가사 다유인세 가사 다유인다 그래서 가사 예발라 풍불로이도 차발을 떼버리 풍불로이도 마차발을 가사니에서 매위 제사쿠 라닝 예발라 최신루이도 차를 그바스 다유스 어디지 다유스 라닝 예발라 최신루이도 차를 메고 버티 제유스 단 제유스에 대해 라게투브를 비치시게 그 최대단디 루이도 로알라 현다지를 때네 루이도 로크니들 다유스게 최대 루디 유도 로알라 현가나 양마도바 로투도나 되는 제유스기 아니가 발라니 최신 루이도 차와를 뜰거 받으면 그 받았을 텐데 제이도 다유세지. 간디 뭐고마와는 기기야. 다유데.
So the Prasangikas, everything which exists is literally an imputed existence. So an imputed phenomenon is imputed. Everything is imputed. For them, what that means is that they are all mere names. That they are all merely imputed by the conception mind. And they don't exist from their own side. They don't exist by their own nature. So they say that, that's basically the same thing. So they are merely imputed by the conception mind, don't exist from their own side, and therefore are imputed phenomenal, imputed existence. In the essentialist tradition, when they say that something is an imputed existence, what they is this is the criterion. Something which you can only ascertain through some other object appearing to the mind, that's an imputed existence. If something can be ascertained without some other object appearing to the mind, then it's a substantial existence. So those two go together. Either, something's either going to be an imputed existence or a substantial existence. So according to, when we talk about essentialists, that would be that would refer to, for example, the Sutrantikas. The Sutrantikas say that.
Are you okay? She's like
They say that the person, to ascertain the person, the person, the aggregates have to appear. So the person, ascertaining the person depends upon or relies upon the aggregates appearing to the mind. And so anything which can be ascertained without some other object appearing to the mind, that would be a substantial existent. So substantial, when you say something is a substantial existent or substantially existent, it has this connotation of like being like self-substantiating or which is rangitu, so like independent, somehow able to stand independently.
Tadi, ona randi tayi tu deve ngobu mawa namji jang. Kansa duen tamba tuwe menju be seti. Kansa tayi tu duena. Ani kansa duen tamba tuwe de menju gugu tu supa chewe. Due derwa. Ngobu mawa namji kansa tayi tu due. Pungula tayi tu due berwa. Due bereti kansa duen tamba tuwe due derwa. Seti tayi tu duena kansa duen tamba tuwe menju be seti. Menjuba tedugu level. Menjuba tedugu mishi kasa tenda batuba kele marba. Sem jamba to subi kasa tenda batuba kele marba. Yedu yesiger. Ramun tuba yesiger. Chesane tatani kasa tenda batuba menjuba seti. Kopa tawa pambare. Kasa tayu tenda yena tayu la rashime bai. Chabati, take you will yarba. The Casa Tayi to the and Casa Dendam to the Mentu Kuguris. Ni Kuguris, a caress in a Tayi in Toga Pata Tayi in a Rashi never Kugierba. Yes, Auntie. Mentu Seti Kura Canan Ted with those Casa Tayi to the Mubuma Namji Jang Casa. Tamba tuba menjuba tedugu tus. Regasin tayi de kenya suna. Tayi ne tamba matuku yarvas tingi belula. This year that menjube seti pa chawa panshabari. Chawa sura. Menjuba tedugu tus. Kasa tamba tuba menjuba tedugu tus. Kasa tenda batuba kele derba mabumawanji. Mati kasa tayi tundesane kasa tenda batuba mendu uris what's left.
And so so it is true that the essentialists assert that the person is an imputed existence. The person is imputed on the aggregate, but they also say that the person is ultimately existent. Like, for example, the Chittamatras say that the person is ultimately existing for its own side. So what this is saying is that the argument that's being made is that since they accept that the person is imputed, they would have to accept that the person is also not ultimately existent, because that's how it works in the Prasangiga system. When you say something is imputed, then that must mean that it doesn't exist ultimately. So this is it's like an absurd consequence that's been aimed at the Prasangiga system or Chandrakirti.
That is it. That Ranula Tayu said, Tobe Patatam Tayu said, and the mobile mount deity, Pumbula Tabetayus, Kasati Pumbula Tabetayua, a Titamla Siriari, running Evala, chasing Evala, Turkubetayu this year. Janata Tayu Siati. Tatingible tayu set that she may pass yet. She do the tayu in the chapsit. Rashi never shed on the Rashi may be chapsit. Tayu than Rashi never said. And that is you were check. Yeah, Rashi never did the Tamitamaruba. Tobe Patatam tayu said the Kundu Tamaruji. Gitane. Gitaindi, Dobe Patatam tayu to in the Kundu Tamato. That the Jidan Senate, Queen Jinji in Jan, GD 라시메가 또서는 디 가르쳐 그래. 라시메가 또지 가지 그래서 동안 참모를 지려봐. 라시메 봤을 때 된주 같은 지면 가르치겠지. 또그 받았더니 다이세야 돼 그래서 군조 참모했지. 군조 참모했지. 지금 전화 좀 봐봐. 라시메 봤을 때 전화 좀 받지. 또그 받았더니 다이세야 돼 군조 참모했지. 인발 집어봐. 이내야 문제 직디 전화 좀 받으셔. 직디 군조 좀 받으셔. 이내 이 청년으로 들어봐. 시주나 열심히 배쳐. 시주나 더블 받아들이 따위는 배쳐. 들어봐. 근데
둔지됐으면.
둔지를
In our system, when we say that something is imputed, what we mean is that it's merely imputed from the side of the mind, merely imputed by conception. In the realist or essentialist tradition, when they talk about imputed, what they mean is, like for example, a person is imputed. What it means is the person is imputed on the aggregates. It's an imputed phenomenon which is imputed on the aggregates, which means that in order to ascertain the person, you need to do so through the aggregates appearing to the mind. In other words, through some other phenomenon, in this case, the aggregates appearing to the mind. So, in the Prasangika system, however, when we talk about something being imputed, an imputed phenomenon, it means that it doesn't exist by its own nature, and in fact, so therefore, everything. Both of these apply to all phenomena. Everything which exists is imputed, and everything which is empty, existing by its own nature. Now, not existing by its own nature is subtle selflessness, subtle emptiness, subtle level of emptiness. Whereas being imputed in the sense of being merely imputed by the conceptual mind, that's a subtle conventional phenomenon. So these two are mutually inclusive. Everything which is one has to be the other. Everything which is the other has to be the one. So they're mutually inclusive. But one is ultimate truth, one is conventional truth. So not existing by its own nature, or let's say non-existence by its own nature, is the subtle, what you call a simple negation, or a mere negation, maybe called a non-affirming negation, which is the negation of the subtle object to be negated. And so that's subtle emptiness, and that's ultimate truth. So that's an ultimate truth. When we talk about the mere imputation by the conceptual mind, that's subtle subtle conventionality. So that's a conventional truth. Yeah.
that is that 당 가정을 다데 이바 가정을 말씀바 되게 신로 가발라 니스타 니스타지 대코난 있잖아 바발라 다리 이바들 언제도가 이바 대코난 있잖아 바발라 숨 리벤 가정을 소아 이거 고바디 테랑 간기 제바 제바 텔라 때네 따와 귤라 제베 줄로 숨두가 가 다데 코나니 야라 파바 응어라 수 스타단데 디디 먼저로 티체 다데 데 코나니 동니 데 코나니 쓰는 동반이라 동반이 네 야라 파바 응어지가 순이야데스 데벤가장 그서 다 동반이 야라 파바라 가자디 리벤가자스네 리벤가장은 리벤가자스 람기가자스니야레 리벤가자스야디 매버지고게 단데 디 리벤가자스야디 리바 담에도 비시르기 가자스네지 그나 띵지 예르바 리반은 테레타치다 리반 세티 담에도 비시르기 리반은 리야레 단데 디 리벤가자스네 누구치지 때문에 텐데 임베치 텐디비 다긴가자디 다디가자디 야마레 리벤가자스야디 리벤가자스야디 리바디 데메투지기 리바라디 데메투지기 리바디 가자디 가르레스나 공부치 라시메디스야디 공부라시메바디르바 라시 유바디 라시 유바디 리벤가자를 내비치고 그랬지 다 남게 가자스야디 라시 두번지 별로도스 남기 가자래 라시기 두번지 리벤가자지 라시기 두번지 별로디 남기 가자스 이 어디스르바 이사 단다 디가서 가정을 세트 리벤 가정을 소화 리벤 가정 세트다 디디 라시기 두바티 라시 두바티 리벤 가정 세트 근데 리바티 가르샤스네 데메투지 리바사체 오늘 레시메가 두게 리바 리벤가자스 다디가자스 리벤가자스 이거 다음에 좀 싫은 리벤가자스 리벤가자는 내가 지금 남기가자스 다디디도 리벤가자스 리버티 가르쳐 그래. 다음에 또 비시름 가자세나. 라시기 두버더라. 다음에 또 리바얀다 가자세네. 라시기 두버더라. 라시메 버테는 베지 리바야라. 리바얀다 가자 가르샤세네 라시기 두버티샤우. 다음에 또 비시름지 아니 가자디 가르샤스는 띵지기 시기 들어봐 라시기 두번 들어봐 뒤에 시작이 뒤에 리베가 다음에 또 비시름 그 가자디를 뒤에 야래 띵지디 시작이 인지디에 담에도 비시를 그까지를 봐. 되게 여봐도가. 다단데 담에도 비시를 리벤 가정 넣어서 세들이 버디 가져디 라시메 버디 라시비 두버디샤. 봐. 리벤 가정 넣어서 세들 리버디 담에도 비시 라시메 버디 지기 리바얀다 세야지 리바얀다 가자디가 라시 두버들바 다리 뱅가지 무수한 세티 냐 다디 리뱅가지 무수 데고발라 테란 강디 제바 세티 다리 뱅가지 신기 두버틴 가발라 라유 비텐지 고 바치 세야지 되게 那么这边个这边地主下去，然日本的你看的是不是？日本个这的，然日本的都进个是的嘛？天主咱们的呢，个也是吧？就是定国不是去吧？天然抗的去吧？是的，天主的。राज्यों के तीन जिले तेने को बच्ची है जी तेंजू जम तेने को बच्ची है जी इसलिए जेवा दिल तेने तावा युला ये में चूस तदे तेंजू बच्चे ने शेंडा के तीन जी सिंगे चेरवा शेंडा के तीन जी तेने तेंजू ले तेंजू ता शेंडा के तीन जी तेने कगरवा राज्यों के ni karo sukure raju ke tinti tene kagiyarwa ta teran kandi chiwa seti tati chintu tale wadi tati mama chine ta rebe gaji musu wa seti rebe gaji seti rebati musu reba
no
rebati che di gaji di karre sinati pashi mutu che
kana te toni tobe shari kachala ani te ripe kacha shane digre ani lamki kacha yan sha chura
ripe kacha ti tame to visher bi kacha ro chirwa ani inji ti tame to visher bi kacha ro ba ine ripe kacha seti ripe kacha le me ba chukru
So now we are moving on to the next section, which in this book is comes as the 10th chapter. So it says, so we're on page 125. So it says the actual determination of reality. So on page 119, you see it said, number 3, how to determine the philosophical view of emptiness. First of all, the stage of entry into reality, and now the second one, the actual determination of reality. So what's preceded was like the preliminary explanation. So then now we go on to the actual determination of reality, suchness. Take on means suchness. So then this has 3 points. You can see this also on page 125. The first one is identifying the object to be negated by reason. The other two are going to come later, obviously, but actually, they're not actually mentioned here. There are 3, right? But they're not all 3 of them are laid out here. So the first one is, just like it says there, identifying the object to be negated by reason. So it uses this expression, object of negation, right? Object to be negated by reason. The object to be negated by reason has to be something that doesn't exist. So there are 2 types of object of negation. The object of negation by reason, or in other words, the object to be negated by reason, then the object to be negated by the path. So the object to be negated by reason would be, like true existence by its own nature. Then so for example, the reasoning might be the word she uses this. Anyway, let's say the seedling. The seedling as a subject doesn't exist truly because it's a dependent arising. So the reasoning is the reasoning of dependent arising. And you can see that what the reason dependent arising, it says it because it's a dependent arising. What that's negating is true existence, and true existence is something that doesn't exist. So then, like for example, a vase existing by its own nature, that would be an object indicated by reason. In the case of the object indicated by the path, that would be a mind, a type of consciousness. For example, the mind that grasps that the object is existing truly. In this context, when we talk about the object to be negated by reasoning, the reasoning would be, for example, the reasoning which establishes non-true existence. Okay, you could also talk about the object to be negated by a logical reason. So that would come down to the same thing. The object to be negated by reasoning, or the object to be negated by a sign, a correct sign, a correct logical sign. So then, when we talk about the wisdom realizing emptiness, the wisdom realizing selflessness, that has an object of negation. What that object, the object of negation of that wisdom would be existence from its own side. Existence of an object from its own side, or because what it realizes, because what that mind realizes, the mind realizing emptiness realizes the non-existence of the object which is being held by the true grasping mind. So that's a little bit of explanation about the first point, which is mentioned here, identifying the object to be negated by reason. Then the second of these 3 points, so that's probably going to be in the next chapter. But anyway, so what that means is, in order to, yes, it's the negation of that. Okay, so so first of all was identifying the object to be negated. Then whether you're going to negate that with what do we call that thing? So a consequence, logical consequence, or an autonomous sign. So you might recognize that's like the 2 different ways of, this is referring to the 2 different ways of reasoning of the Prasangikas and the Swatandrikas. Prasangikas, sometimes in English they call it the consequentialists, right? Because they use consequences, absurd consequences to establish a point. It refers to that kind of idea. And then the Swatandrika is the middle-way autonomy school. So because they say that you would establish selflessness through using an autonomous reason, a reason that exists from its own side. So yeah, so the Swatandrikas would say that you would the kind of reason that you would use to negate true existence would be an autonomous sign in the sense of like mark or logical sign. Let's say logical sign. The Prasangikas say you can use a mere consequence to do that. So then I think we're moving on to the third one. Yeah, so anyway, so the Prasangikas, we're not moving on to the third one yet. Because Jibadel Dene, Tawuliki, keep it slow. Because the Tangibaduzuki, the Shendagi, Denzik, Dene, and Kajati. And it did Sajin Niba. Did Sajin Nibarola, did the Gobat, de Tarang Kangi Jebatan.
Jeba said the Jeti, Gajati, Gobat Jeti, Tarang Kangi Jesi, Tingu Lateni, Jebaki, Chierva. That Shendaki Tingi, Tingu Lateni.
Right.
Ranjibage, ni Karasukuri, Ranju Gitinjilatiani, Tadamato, Kuris, Jevrava, Tarani, Jevrava.
Yeah, so with this is still to do with the second one. So in the case of the Prasangiga system, they speak of a reasoning or logical reasoning which is known to others, whereas in the Swaitantrika system they talk about they rely upon reasoning, like an autonomous reasoning, a reason which exists from its own side.
That's it. Tangajati Gajamuswas, Tangajamuswati, Ganadu, Gajamuswati, Rashid Gajati, Rashid Trubaterva. Tati now Tamja Gajai, Singaji. Tanganadu, Pumbana, Tina, Pumba Kadina Sune, to do any Pumbecha Kanditina Sune, Rashid Trubanangiari. Jasane. Now the Cowboys. Now the Gajerjin, the Cowboys. Pumba, Pumba, Demitana Pavala, Pumba, Nawati, Pumba, Nawati, Gajarjin, that the Cowboys. Resina, Pumba na in the temple, Pumba the Chatham Janet, the Rutin Gear in Mandula. Just some Pumba Demitova, Pumba. Magana, Lodi Utilin, Pumba Magana, Pumba Dendu, Katu Mabel. Pumba nine, the Pumba Dendu nine, Guerra. Mandula Susutivala, you can reach Nasune, Rangan to a nine. This and unity, Rangan and Baba, Tawatan Pabala, you now at the Cowboys. Just now, Tamja Cowboys. Just now, Tamja Gaja, yes, in teacher. Now you need the answer, Shannon. Gaja, Rajin, the Duvana, said Jerva. Now you need the answer, Shannon, said the Janga to among Togur among the signature. Now you need the answer, Shannon. Gojar Gaja Raji, Sugar City, Nadi Gaju Amaris, Rashid to what the Kaburis, Jen Loving, now limit the Tarasha, Rashid to what the Kaburis, part in this Javina, Gajati Raji of Jipat. Rose marriage. Now the Magana, Kukata maybe. Pumbanawati, Magana, Pumbarashi Tubati, Gaju maybe. Just an hour lineage around session is down to Munzulaka Pumbanasuna, Pumbarashi to Vanadier. Chukanditina Suneti Rashi to Vanadier. Just a Gaja the Karisha would Pumbanawati Shaki Amaris. Pumbarashi to Vatica would be Shaki Pumbanawatika Amarisana. Pumbarashi to Katu Mebrita. Guardian Pumbarashi to Baka in the Karachure. Pumbarashi, Pumbenawa Teka Kuai. Pumbenawa Gacha Revesina, Pumbanawa Gacha Revesina. Pumbanawa Gacha. Using it, Resina, 분바는 차탐전에 분바기 차디 딘두도 나야 말이 디 딘두도 나 버리세야 단 매버리 분바 간제 지나서네 분배 차탐제 딘두도 난디야 지세다 아 가자디 아니 나와데 셴바스 니제 가자나인디 딘두도 나시기르바 다 나와데 셴바니야레 가레스네 문제 asa keba yenchela tendu nawa ya shemba ya mare tenji pancharwa sa keba yenchela tene nawa ya re tendu nawa ya re shemba ya mare jasa da unju kaya tila nawa da shemba sini jeni shemba ti nawa na shi ruban zinye tili shemba sa ti tenji che shemba ti nawa seti tiru de nawa tiche ta gache tile nawa ta sheba ni jeni ni ga ka guru ba ka ti jele
the nawa ling tites rasoshas so tibet kakarwa
the nawa ni ka rasoshas ne se the nawa ta ka guru chebre janjere zoji
Gavres.
Pumbati nawati desha rangsol sha umbara shig tubati kavres jeni ati chevina gaja rajin chora nas gaja singe de be rai var suchi tele gaja rajin sigi var ta ganje nawali ni de tasha nawati kagi amare Pumbanawa the Kagi Amaris. Pumbara Shig to Batkaburis. Tishava in the Nawa limit Tashabai. That initial Pumbara Shig to Bakat Yamaris. Yeah.
So here, the identifying the object to be negated, which is existence by its own nature. So there is an expression that all appearances are the object to be negated. What that means is, like, for example, in the case of a vase, whenever the vase appears, it appears to be truly existent, and from every part of it appears to be truly existent. Every part of it, the vase itself, and every part of it, from every part of it appears to exist by its own nature. Therefore, you have to negate appearances. So, yeah, the vase, when it appears to be truly existent, and from every part it appears truly existent. And for this reason, all appearances are object to be negated. There is like a song of a song of the view, composed by the great master Changjia. So he says that he says basically he says this because he says that you can't just leave the sort of like the vivid appearance and say that shouldn't be negated. Existence from its own side, or true existence, that should be negated. That's the object of negation. The appearance shouldn't be negated, because he said what happens is if you leave the appearance, then there's no way to negate the object of negation, because what's appearing is true existence. So you'd be leaving that. Or what appears, what's appearing is existence from its own side, and you'd be leaving that and trying to negate the object of negation and leaving that appearance as it is. So you can't do that. That doesn't work. So the appearance is the object to be negated, because the object only appears to be truly existent. Now, so here we have to make generally a distinction between appearance and believing, or like grasping. So in terms of the appearance, we have the appearance of true existence. In terms of what's being believed, that the believing, that would be the true grasping mind. So you've got the appearance of true existence, and then the believing that it is truly existent. And so from the eighth ground onwards, you do still have the appearance of true existence, but there's no grasping of true existence.
Ini chepama tuba yaraba kajugi chepama tuba. Pama tuba ki gacha ki chaji mambanani mambachi di nani gashi ki rashi me baresi gashi ki temba tuba teresi tige sumbraba. Tene tabulaji le shuni tabulaji ki lera baresi. Sra khana nawa teresi. Di nawa di gacha resi sumbraba. Tene chepama tuba di 동이 또 더 퉁배서 이제 엘베 디카도를 동이 또 퉁배 수치 정도가 디 차징의 티 나리아리 디 가르쳐 어디 자직이 튀는다는 뜻 수고시야래. 먼저 이렇게 자직이 튀는데 야르바. 근데날 디트 고시야래. 일해라 버리스. 나는 수술에 나왔던 가짜리 숨그래도가. 이제 시리 이제 따와 춘데 설치 제도가. 제수됐다. 먼저 Marandolo Pumba Nawati Gaja Ayati Pumba Nawati Manadula Kanawati Gaja is the Ayesi Geta that Manandulu Na Pumbati Gaja Marisa. But I see you to Bati Gaja is in it. Now you just about Barashi Tubata, Obana Chabatan me. Pumbana, Pumbarashi Tubanangiare, Kadu, the Pumba Kadu Nasune, Pumbarashi Tubanangiare. Manandulan Pumbarashi Tubata, Pumbayi Butina Zukaga Merba. Oh, maybe Yasata. Now at Tagaran Kaja. Yes, Senator. Now the Karavan. The Gaja is situated but Pumba Nawati Gaji is the Pumba the Gaja Senator Pumba Gaja Mais Udava Pumba years Udava Pumba year Rashi to the Pumba the Gaja is Udava. Madu Pumba years at the Tobetazangi, but Tobetazangi Pumba Chierva. Randole Tobetazangi Pumba Chier, Ti Araba, Tati Usani, Tika Jamarva. And you Pumba years at the Tobetazangi Pumba Chiers. Tobetazangi. Tomdeshi Chuju University. Tati Pumbali Shagu. Tea Seta the Beta and get them the Chuju University. Keep Pumbai is Senator. Tobeta Tamki, Tomdeshi Chuju University. Tangan to pick up Paja pick up Nile Pumpajerva. Pick a Nile Pumpati, Gajariti. 피게 본바 두시도 수구주도 담바 자주잖아 이어버려 준비하래 피게 본바 지신 피게도 본바 피게 두시도 아니 따제전에 니주 버지지 능기야래 만들라 이 가지 이제 이게 본바 예버 자당 만들라 나 이제 저 피게 본바지도 삼 피게 본바래 삼 디레 짓는 그래 봐. 그게 매지 누구도 그게 매지 누구도 밑에 랑문을 줘버려 짓는 게 그래서는 그게 매지 누구도 밑에 제주 지하를 짓는 게 파 누구 조수에서 그렇지. 제서는 가지고 제산다 그게 본바도 그게 잘라도 제베는 디나인데 본바랑은 또 는게야 잘라디랑은 또 는게야 도지 또 받을 수조를 지어버지 당시에 가져들이 방문을 지어버리는데 비례도 이 세상은 문에 지지는 또배 따 잠기 본바스게 또발라나 잠기 본바 티샤고요 어디 지지도 잠바다 먼저 가자세디 나와디 가자 어디 따뜻히도 나와디 가자리도 돌면서 제주지기로 스스로 본바 나와디 가자리 베스 파 제주지기로 아니 완전 지금도 파티션은 지금 만들어 본반 나왔지 야래 야 말했어 본반 나왔지 야르와 나왔지 이거지 본반 나왔지 가짜를 했으나 야
나왔지 얘나 아니데 거기 리뷰
가짜를 말아 뒤에 본반 나왔지 가짜 말아 아니 본반 나왔지 가짜 많이 배는 본반 나왔지 야르와 나를들로 나왔지 야르와 본반 가전이 예배 본바지 라파지를 예배 본바세나 나한테 나래지 본반 나왔지 가짜 많이 제 본반 나왔지 돈이 또 발라 본반 나왔지 까고가 아이
the great Kagyu master Jepamukuba, he went to his teacher, the Tabolache, and asked him. He said that there are different ways of describing the object of negation, such as stating the object of negation is true existence or existence on its own side. So he asked him about that. So he wanted to know what is the object of negation. So Tabolache said to him, Gamboba, not Gamboba, anyway, Tabolache. He said, "Oh, that's easy. What appears to you is the object indicated. What's appearing is the object to be negated." And it said that then the Jepamukuba realized the view. And in fact, in the Galupa, the Mahamudra commentaries, it does say that that appearances are to be negated. So, for example, this gives you the idea that the appearance of the vase would be the object of negation. But this is a question, really. It's something that we need to investigate. The reasoning that seems to support the idea that the appearance of the vase is the object of negation is that when a vase appears, it always appears true existent, always appears to us to exist by its own nature. So this is something that has to be negated. And then that's the reason for saying that appearances need to be negated. Again, with the example of the vase does exist. So the vase isn't the object of negation. A vase existing from its own side is the object of negation. We can certainly say that. The vase itself does exist. So really, when we say the vase exists, what is the vase that exists? It's the vase which is merely imputed by conception. Or if you know so in terms of using the definition of the vase, which is a what is it called? Flat bottom round belly water pourer. Something goes something like that. So the flat bottom, the round bellied water pourer, which is merely imputed by conception, would be the vase that exists. Yeah, able to pour water as the function, or has the function of pouring water. So again, appearances are the object to be negated, because when the things appear to us, the way they appear is like there's something you could point out over there that you'd be able to find. So that, an object that's over there that you could point out, that would be the object to be negated. Like, for example, when we say such and such a person is going, it seems like there's a person existing from its own side that you could point out and that you could find that's going. That's how things appear. It seems like the conceptual mind that's negating is over here, and over there is the object, the basis of imputation. In fact, again, in the case of the vase is a mere appearance to the conceptual mind. So we have to check this. Are appearances to be negated or not? So, for example, if we talk about the appearance of the vase, I mean, the thing is that the vase does appear to us, right? So the appearance of the vase does exist, doesn't it? And so therefore it can't be the object of negation of reasoning, can it? We were saying that the object of negation by reasoning should be something that doesn't exist. But things do appear to us. There are appearances. There is the appearance of a vase. So it seems like the appearance of the vase isn't the object of be negated, because it'd have to be the object of negation of reasoning, and that should be something that doesn't exist. But then we also have this idea that appearances need to be negated. Mm-hmm. What has to be negated is appearances, because appearances are all appearances are the appearances of true existence and existence from their own side, aren't they? So this is something to really think about. Are appearances to be negated or not? Are they the object of negation or not?
먼저 배치하더래 나한테 내 세우서 지체 어때 야르바 이 야르 이 난줄라 뭔가 나왔지 뒤에 요새 그러봐 아니 일단 나왔다가랑 가자리 있어야지 나 링리드랑 소시안에서 나왔지 유크란지 유크라 나와 링리드랑 소시안에 가자라 지지시들 본바 가자 말이 있지 본바랑은에 두버디 가자리 시들 점바 가가지 치버봐 어디 제대 다 본바랑은에 두버디 가고 그래 본바 가지야 말이 있을지 레요 어디 지세네 단데디 나와디 다가샤 마가브체 본바 나와디 다가샤 이 라무드 두버디 가고 그래 제베이나 다티 본바랑은에 두버디 케다 메베 본바다 돈이도베 리시궁을 본바 마가나 바랑은 두버 케다 메베 저기 집에 돈이도베 로잉을 본바 이나 본바 뒤로서 송아이 근데 돈이도베 로잉을 본바 마가베 제 본바랑은 두버 간주 지야 말바 제가 돈이도베 로잉을 본바랑은 두버 가고 그러바 본바 가고 그러바 본바딘 가차레 수나스나 가차 말바 돈이도 발라 가고 아이 돈이도 발라 가고 그러바
돈도 부부가래 돈이 도비고 아니 그 가라
야 로딩 뭘 가고 그러바 지다 가고 말바 아다 본바라면 좀 가세야지 로딩 뭐 가지고 임베지 그거로 여러분 어디 예선에 다 로딩을 가세야지 로딩을 가고 그러바 뭐 마가바를 가지지 말바 어디 있었다지 리버티 타도 집에 리버게 물 가야 들어와 그래서 다 본바 야매도 또 별로 물 본바 가고 그래봐 본바 마가는 본바 자식이 좀 가다 내려봐 어디 있으면 나와 가고 아이 달로들 나와디 가자래 숨었다
땡땡으로 내 본부크라이한테 가거라 이미 가지 말해
본바디 간 말봐 로딩고 가버려 로딩고 간 본바
가고 말아
본바 말에서는 뭐라고 가서는 로딩고 가서는 가버리 로딩고 가버려다 로디 돈이도 별로인고 가버려 타니베 치면 뭐 가고 말봐 제세네다 나와디가 저리 나서나 뭐 나와디 이제 또 로디라 본반 나와디가 저리 마수나 하나 니들랑 소시하네 가자라시 라진지 소라나 세티 제베티 버가주나 말이 바랑은 좀 타고래 제 제시디점바 버가주나 말세들 로딩을 버가주나 말이 바랑은 좀 타고래 제베이나 아니 가자라 진지 소라나 세티 아이 본바땡이 돈이 때는 퍼발라 본바 로딩 본바가 고아이 Tikago in Bata. But the insanity Gaja in Bata. Amito Belu in Mokago. Tati, Tamandi, Tamu Gaja Musu said it, Gaja Susu Ramani to Bar said it, Hata Gajati. Gaja Ramani to Bati, Sada Gaja Raman to Bati. Gadu Jambarangan to Basi, the car could use anything another. Lola Nanji Shevarva. Lola Ramani to Bati now. Nine to about Chitam Jaramuni to Banandi areas. The Ramuni to Baticago is Labai. Sanandi is something. Tamudula Chigalechi and Nasune Ramuni to Banado Ayes. Adina, that is not the Carresina. Piga Pumbachi do Sina. Lola Matebe, but now you Piga Pumbachi do City. But Lord Madu Kune, Pumbakura Piga, you were China, you many. But from the Loy now Tamai. Yimbala Lola Chai in December, Piga Pumbachi to Sinayo. It is about Pumbati Ramani to Banayo. But he Naranju Piga Pumbachi to Piga Pumbaya Buchitus, Piga Suchitus, Pingitata and you got a nas in a didn't do Chinyang Lochkigrava, didn't Pumbao, didn't cow, didn't Nagini, somebody Chikiwa. Didn't Nagini, somebody Chiki, do some these city number two such with Nangiari. Paja Chichiratun, say, you say, but Nangiari. Denying December, denying somebody. Near the Ramon to Bachinabia. Or that is the 9 December Timagana, that did the Chatan Kanga Dino. Chatan Kanga, Dinani, Diapui, Diniambai. That is Sambui, Nachi Nabina, Sabuti, you get in a Ivarachina. Niambati, you get in a Ivarachina. Property around you get in a Robertina. You did it in any Chatanke by. That is the Kanga Mexico. Dinga the Nye is Samiati Nejutimba. Nye the part of the Patatam Remishi. Dirangi Nanye Institute of this year to Chukuchu such Jeverba. Had a Chogachina Jeju, but it's not in this city. It's a good source of member in Pate Chigatin, just a member. Ladumba. Being nice, now city, Lolea. The good source of a child is about Naraman to Nasir. Pate Chigatin, the good source of member. The just a non duty, Raman to Vachina. Raman to Bana into the passage in Jeju need you, but it's in the air. None to Tiri around to Jeju Jenny need to be ever. But it's in a Raman to us at the time, none to teach race.
There's one of the verses in the three principal aspects of the path where it says, we're talking about appearances at the non-deceiving dependent arising, or different originations. So there, when it says appearances, this is talking about what conventionally exists and which exists as dependent arisings. In other words, they are the thing which is the basis of the emptiness, the thing which is empty, in other words. So, for example, you have like the vase, so the appearance of the vase does exist, whereas the way that things appear is like they could be found. They look like you can point at them and you can find them, a thing existing from its own side. So when we talk about in that verse, appearances are dependent arising. So this is the thing which is the base of the emptiness, the thing which appears to be truly existent, and that that's the basis on which the true existence is negated. So it's the basis of the emptiness, and that's something which does exist. So when so the appearance of a vase to us also exists, and yet we have this this expression: the appearances are to be negated, and that it would be mistaken to leave the vivid appearance as it is and look for the object in negation somewhere else, like something with a horn on it or something. That's the object in thinking. That's the object in negation. So we know that the vase isn't the object to be negated. We also a vase existing from its own side is to be negated. So then, when it's negated from the perspective of, or on the face of, or to the face of the realization of emptiness. So you have this ultimate mind realizing emptiness. So the true inherently existing object doesn't exist for that mind, but also that even the vase itself doesn't exist from that mind. That doesn't mean to say that the vase is an object of negation, but it doesn't exist for that mind. It's negated from the perspective of that mind. And like, for example, when we say this is a vase, this is a pillar, this is my cousin or relative, in each case, there always seems to be there's something that you can point out and that you'd find. If you were to investigate, you'd be able to find something. And that's the appearance of an object, vase, or whatever it is, existing from its own side. And if you don't negate that appearance, if you don't stop that appearance, then where you end up is with attachment and hatred and so on, because we think, when we say this is my relative, we think there is our relative or cousin or whatever existing from its own side. We think this is good. We think that the good exists from the side of the object that we're calling good. When we think something is bad, we think that the bad exists from the side of the object, and then that leads to attachment arising and anger. What we need to realize is that whether it's the vase or the pillar or the family member, we need to realize that they don't exist from their own side. And when you the way you do that is by investigating and searching on the object. And what will happen is that when you look and you investigate, then it's like you lose the object. You can't find it, and you lose it. So this is all to do with the way of appearing, the way things appear to us.
The bad those packets not play card news, but card news chair. Not the pretty is jeopardy, running to the number of the car into the country. Yeah, you could win it on near major. Just a time that is Pene nye jinane rashindi me sambarvachi. Temba me sambarvachi. Prunang juti. Rashindi me nyamba. Temba ma yi nyamba. Tende ta lo changu hui. Kanje jinasune. Jinasune. Tiyan temba ma yi sambarvachi. Tiyan rangun me sambarvachi. Jijene ko temba me sambarvachi chevine. Chashi ke ya maiki ya da. Pendo ye bayin. Ya chashi jene shub chimbu maiki ya pendo. Temba me sambarvachi chevine. Inchi. Ti siri. Tati yujungane tam neba insane. Kanje chine yujungane na yungu yare. Na bayin sane tati kadule. Yujungane yeba na yungu chambatine. Chashi ke ya ti yungu yare ba. Tati nego sakade nasane. Tiyan temba me, tiyan rashingi me. Tiyan temba me sambarvachi chevine. Chakshindi chungru puyata, chashi meba suya tabshirab jingbre. Titi kumdi yabu chesun tini ya nawati shayindu, karinani nawati shayindu zimba. Chigre. Tembe nandu mayimbarab chiri ngunchi chiyagre pingi yubre. Ti chesuna, ti ngunchi chiyagdi ti chigre ba. Nandu ti temba mayin sambarab chi yuna. Nandu tili cheba chigre ba. Naya tikadre. Dinashi temba member insanity, Jana Naya tikadre. Tati Jeba Shudurva. He is a Nanjut Nanjuta Najuti Tempa Temba Mari, Temba member the Haran, Temba member the touch Tirva. In a young Nanju Temba Mahibati Sebo Hako Tuyamarva. Never yesani. Karana suneti temba mai sambar. Tirangu ne sabat chevaina ni ku bajar chaya chita ti cheti chashin doya pendor jingi. Amanju ti kaga rashi me juti kaga suyate temundu. Tinde di lo mambo tinde cheva chene ya rogu. Chesa tinde mananju nanju ti pige tu then kedu rumbachi tinde sunyere tuni di yi shi di chuye bache tomba ni buti yu rumbachi pa debe na di yu tomba ni di yu nam nyambar chebe na tuni di ru di jwa yin che chesa tomba ni se di shi di me sambar tagar mi shi chi di tuni yu tomba ni se di se chebe na nang zam di ma chen bache ni chi yu teng pa chi lo tu tu yare di kedu rum chi na yare ta to bale che ju sum shaye ti ne che san san ju ti di angana ji ne di pige do se na Then, Nandu Sibati, Tanya Chama in Chivre, Nandu Chiva Damki. Nati Ramane to better, she to bet Kayan Chaba to Machi, Nandu Yambati, Tanya Chimalasha. E Nandu Shiva Chimney, Drona, Chawakanga to Biaris. The matching the chain in Nandu the Carreto, had to tell you chicken to get the land dry. And don't get the lad to be a sanitary, to a child to go in Gurba. The nation Nando see but a tea timber chain. Shana, me, you tiny bit tiny bit. Chimasi at Nando, Nas I say the colors are subject colors. Tagavi low digit chimney, any colors. Color Jubar China, many charge to bears. Colors as gel, tiny tea matching, but Sanyeti the candidate. Sanyeti candidate, statue, Sayal color the candidate to statue Jevina, and Ladu Yerba. Doneti, Kovato, statue Jimmy, Dorothy, Doneti near Sanyeti. Sayal Kaladi, ni Jabaching, Kaladi Carre to Chedi to Jabaching, Taladrai. Did the she do turtle to but send it, Jeb to Ladu. What did Jason Jabachin near me, but this young Nandro should a tiny tea, tiny jujigi. Tiny Jiji, Tamala Jabas, Jidibatan, Tamala Jabaseti. Jabaseti, being a detail, Nandro ship a tiny bit Samati. We deal it tiny bit similar Jalsiati, tiny bit similar double a jibber. Jalsiati. Or these get them tiny bit Samati, Nandro ship at them chimney, Shabari. Chimney Shabbat Dagaran chimney, Charles Juba in that Charles Pier. In Martin but Jabba Jigina, Lad Yerba. But then yes, Andrews here, tiny bit Samati, Andrews here, Tin to got that, Andrews here, Timothy. It's tiny bit Samat, shoving something. Tell Nanju did that taste. Nanju taste, Nanju did take me about it. Tiny bit Samatile, Ramana to Banangirba. But I'm to Banangiari. Bumbashi with tiny bit Samacherba. Bashi with tiny bit Samati, Bumbati. Shagirba. Shagiari. In a Pumbashi with tiny bit Samati, the Pumba, but I shipped to Banangirba. In a cushion to the Pumbas, teach me Shabari Mishuji. Pumbati Carreto to Jabaching Marva. Jabaching Pumbala Dodova. But in Pumbashi with tiny bit Samati, tiny dagger the chimney Shabai. They teach away Sunny. This year, duty done young tiny bit Samakuran Pumbana to Kalari. Tiny bit Samati Pumbana into Rangan to Banagriva. Crucial did about Pumbashi with tiny dagger the chimney Shabari Mishuji. Tiny did much in Bachi Jabachin Shaba Marva. Or till a tiny bit here. Just at the 어떻게 다 어떻게 설치를 같은데.
When you negate that an eye existing from its own side or a vase existing from its own side, it seems as if the eye has been negated, or it seems as if the vase has been negated. So, like for example, with the relative, then they appear to exist from their own side. When the relative appears to exist from its own side. And when you negate a relative, family member existing from its own side, it seems as if that person has also been negated. So what we need to do is we need to think about how the relative doesn't exist truly and doesn't exist from its own side, from their own side. Not existing, we need to train our minds and think about how that person or whatever appears doesn't exist in the way that they appear. So I want to emphasize that you need to really train your mind and keep thinking about this with whatever appears. Keep thinking how things, how this and that, whatever's appearing doesn't exist as it appears. And this will help us to overcome our attachment. And in the beginning, it will help us to stop the attachment from arising so strongly, so it become weaker and weaker. So thinking that this and that, whatever appears, doesn't exist from the side of the object. Keep thinking this too doesn't exist truly as it appears. And when we keep doing that, then we'll find that the attachment becomes weaker and weaker, becomes less and less. And then at last, in the end, you'll be able to completely eliminate the attachment. So if we always think about this and check, asking ourselves, does this exist in the way that it appears? So we have the way in which things appear, and then the way in which things actually exist. And so we need to look into that, see the way things appear, see how they actually exist. So we know that things don't exist in fact as they appear, but it's something, our understanding is not clear yet. So we have to keep thinking, and then we will make imprints, we'll make more and more imprints, and also it will help us to stop the attachment. It does actually help you to stop the attachment. So we need to check for a long, long time. We have to meditate and analyze for many years, thinking about how things appear to us and how they really are. So even in the case of emptiness, Kirji, in his writings, he mentions that if your way of meditating on emptiness is like you, the meditator, over here, then the emptiness you're meditating is over there, then there's a risk that the emptiness would be truly existent, or it would, like in your mind, it becomes something which is truly existing, exists from its own side. It's over there. So you have to meditate on emptiness without thinking, I'm over here doing meditation, and this is the emptiness that I'm meditating on. Don't think in that way. So he mentions in his teachings the three criteria for realizing emptiness. Rinpoche didn't explain that, but anyway, he was saying that that is explained by Kitra Rinpoche. So, like for example, when we think I'm going, the mind thinking I'm going is a conventional valid mind. So this is a mind which is not thinking particularly that there is a truly existing I that's going. It's also not particularly thinking there's an I which is emptily existing from its own side, which is going. It's just thinking, I'm going. So this is a mind which functions by being satisfied with the appearance, just leaves the appearance as it is. And when you do that, then everything functions, all of the agents, actions, and so forth function. If you're not satisfied with the appearance and you start investigating, when we think I go, I eat, and so on, normally we're satisfied and everything works. But if we start asking who is the one who's eating, who is it? How is that eater? What about the food? How does that how does that food really exist? Then at the end, when you keep going with the analysis, then it's like you lose the object. You search for it right down to the atoms, the molecules in the atoms, and you can't find it, and it's like you lose it. So so this mind thinking I go, which is, as I said, a valid conventional mind, that's the mind which posits the existence of the conventionally existing I. So when we talk about the criteria for three criteria by which we can judge if something exists conventionally or not, one of them, the way it's stated, is it should be like well known to the conventional valid mind, and what that means is so known to it, or well known or known to it, means realized by that valid conventional mind. So to that conventional valid mind, the action and agent are viable, they work. But then when you're not satisfied and you investigate, seeing whether the object exists in the way it appears and so forth, then you lose the object. No.
Oh yeah, that is Georgie shoes.
So maybe we can have a question.
Yeah.
Rinpoche, is the object of negation the root of all the objects of negation, the mind that is perceiving appearance as true existence from its own side, plus the mind that grasps at the true existence?
I didn't really get that question. Is the object of negation?
Is the object of negation of all appearances?
What's that mean?
Of everything that's appearing.
In other words, when Rinpoche was saying appearances are to be negated.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
So is the root of all of that the mind that is both perceiving the appearance to exist from its own side, plus the mind that grasps at the existence?
That now tanti gaja rest sungeti dan gaja dunzuki tsawa and di chiranchina denzin singi ora denzin gi de dendu yang de zingi ores and kolayanda de dendu nangi ora that chiran ni yong ga de denang dan denshin ni ga chezan de now tanti gaja rest di gaja di and because the nijagi the zawatabu res.
Now gaji said
Now gaja res and the children the temper nawa and temper nijaga the dinigi zawares.
Oh really? The
gaja said the dinigi the zawares.
Zaware.
No.
Karizawa.
대신 당 대신 이자기 싸워를 했을 때 가져서야 돼.
말다 대신다 어디 대신된 가져라 봐. 대신된 가져래. 저는 나와디 담발 나와들 봐. 나와디 담발 나와디 가구야래. 담발 셴바디 가구야. 다더니 본바디 나인데 담발 본바 담발 나야지. 다디 본바 코라나 그리스게 지시들 본바 코라나 그리 본바 담발 투베나 그리 이때 본바 나와디 가야야 말이야. 본바 담발 나와디 가고레스 지 지게서는 대체는 본바 나와디 가고레 본바 나와디 마가나 본바 때나 소샤베이나 본바 텐주티 나인 거라 봐. 본바 나서는 본바 텐주티 난게 수수기불라 본바 나주래로 본바 텐주 난주 매래. 이제 본바 텐 마가 버치샤 본바 텐주티 가게는 텐주까지 가트야 매래. 그래서는 본바 나인데 본바 텐주 난게 지게서는 본바 가기야 말이스. 본바 텐주 가고래. 지게서는 이 수수기불라 본바 나 친제디 본바 난게 텐주 난게 이면 이제는 본바 마가나 본바 텐주가 중요해.
Well, the grasping of true existence is an object to be negated. And also the appearance, in a way, it seems like the appearance also is to be negated because there is no, for example, when the appearance, when the vase appears, it appears true existent. So whenever a conventional object appears to an unenlightened being, it's always going to appear truly existent. So that appearance is to be negated because a truly existent vase is to be negated. So both of these are to be negated. So when the vase, we talk about, we've already said, when the vase appears, it appears truly existent. So whenever there's an appearance of vase, there's always going to be the appearance of a true existence, a truly existent vase, in the case of the vase. But it's also said that the vase appears. So you've got the vase appearing and the true existence of the vase also appearing. So from the point of view of some people, because the vase exists, you shouldn't negate the appearance of the vase. All you need to negate is the appearance of a truly existing vase and leave the vase as it is. Others will say that when the vase appears, there's no way for it to appear except as true existence. So therefore, in order to negate the true existence, you have to negate the appearance of the vase, because there's no appearance of the vase separate from or from the appearance of a true existent vase.
So is that what the essentialists essentially believe? Is that the aggregates, they don't negate the aggregates? Is that, am I understanding that correctly? That they only negate the first level, which is the appearance, but not the aggregates. Is that why they?
The ngamawadozo the pumbodozo maga pumbogi nawaga sigirsene digirves. Ngamawadozo.
Pumbo ngamawadozo pumbogal mare. Ngamawadozo pumbo tendu yinsigirba. Pumbo tendu yinsigirba. Yani pumbai kakuya mare. Karisure. Loji kebala shawur meshi lo mashanat. Thank you very much. Pumba marba. Pumba yusir. Pumba yusir. Barangana to bati yamari. Tingachi yusir. Pumba yusir. Now city. Look at Pumba nine. Pumbarangana to the Nava town, Pumba, you know, to Keva Melching. Pumbana Nine Pumbara Muni to the Nanguyer. Just an Luti Pumbara Muni to the Kabala Pumbami Makana, but they shall Luti Murisha Pumbara Muni to the Kana Kaji Yamari Pumbasha Shaving Pumbara Muni to the 9 year. And the Pumbara Muni to the Ka Pumbati Shan Giamever. The car Yerba. That is Tadeti. Mamma also super Rangulet to this here, but Temba to this here. Temba never Toya Yamari. Mamma, but I'm going to be. Take you back from Barangun to the car, we use some Barangun to the car in December. Baya, look to the car, go this year. It's a great Barangun to the gadget, go the gadget, but the gadget married, but the car Maresia. That it, China, lodging on the Pumba, Rangun to the car, Pumba Magavina, lodging on the Pumba, yes, or a Nasa. 9 to Pumba, 9.
In the according to the essentialist, the realist, actually for sure they wouldn't negate the aggregates. They also say that the aggregates are truly existent, so they wouldn't negate truly existent aggregates. In the Prasangiga system, we're talking about, like, for example, the aggregates appearing, and whether the appearance of the aggregates has to be negated or not. So it's in the Prasangiga system, you have the idea that the aggregates and the truly existent aggregates can't appear separately. So the vase appears, so you have the appearance of the vase, and when the vase appears, it appears to be truly existent. So you have the appearance of truly existent vase. And so if you negate the truly existent vase, or the vase existing from its own side, and if you try to do that while leaving the appearance of the vase, you won't be able to negate it, because it's like you've negated the truly existent vase, the vase exists from its own side, but you've left the vase existing from its own side. So there isn't a way of negating the vase existing from its own side without negating the appearance.
Ayata Chanju Semjo
Rinpoche, Maye Padan Kyuchi, Kyeba Nyamba Nebai, Kone Kondu Karo Shu, Koe Shimbandi, Pengande Wambalu Join, Tene Ziwa Tene Gato, Shate Site Pat, Tenguru Chi.